Yes, indeed. Sir Ruskus von Umpari, the omnivore, the shredder of garbage, hungers. And so, Mondale, I ask you this: who is your garbage person of the week?
Yo, so my garbage person of the week, John, only makes sense in the context of the Supreme Court ruling saying that businesses are people too. So with that thinking, I'll say that my garbage person of the week is mainstream media, or as the dragon just told us, corporate media. And the reason this is, if you take a look at some of the headlines that are all over right now this week about Biden's Democratic wall is cracking, it's unstable. Michael Bennett becomes first Senate Democrat to publicly warn that Biden can't beat Trump. And it goes on and on about Obama and Pelosi. What we're seeing of this so-called half a dozen, which is only six, you all, six Democrats that said Biden needs to step down, is none of them represent actually the party, but the media is making it seem like Biden has lost this election. Promise you this, I've been doing politics for over 20 years. Anyone that's telling you in July what they know to be true about an election outcome is lying to you. No one knows who's gonna win an election. No one. Anything can happen. Hillary Clinton and her team should tell you this louder than anybody else. I'm so frustrated with the mainstream media because in a week that Donald Trump is talking about executions by shark, no one is covering it. No one in mainstream said anything about this, John. Literally, the fact that we are walking around in a world like zombies when we see a presidential candidate that is completely off the hinge. Donald Trump makes a mistake, nobody covered it. CNN and the likes are chasing viewership and not journalism. And for that reason, they are not Cronkite-like, they are more like The Apprentice. And they are garbage people, not the people doing the work of removing garbage, but the people that should be in the dumpster, like trash.
The video will continue in just a moment, but first I have a message for you. TYT needs your help. Membership is vital to survival, so please go to tyt.com/team and become a member today.
I appreciate it. And by the way, you're totally allowed to throw more than one person or organization or entity, and I have certainly done that myself. Yes, so I guess in theory, this is the closest I've been to being in the garbage because I have reported on some of that, not all of that. I've also attacked Trump quite a bit, to be clear. And while a lot of people were super focused over the last few months about, videos of Joe Biden staring off in the distance or whatever, how many mashups did we do of Donald Trump's brain falling apart? So that I'll say in defense of myself. And I will also say, I do not speak with absolute certainty on the future for a couple different reasons. First of all, I always acknowledge the many political predictions that I've made that go wrong. But also, on the show earlier on Wednesday, I was on with Anna Kasparian and she said that there was absolutely no chance Biden would win. I said I didn't agree. I think there's a very low chance that he will win, but I don't think there's no chance. I'm just extremely nervous. That's all I'm saying. And I agree with you. Anything can happen. I am waiting for it to happen. Sorry.
Let's. Here's what I'm saying. And I'm just talking as a tactician, right? There's no opportunity for Trump to win this election unless something crazy like. Let me just say here's what. If you look at the numbers, the increase. There's not been a red victory really on a national scale since Trump came on the scene since 2016. Right? The Republicans were supposed to win it the midterm. That's history. Mm-hmm. Well, we saw history get uprooted, right? We saw Ohio do something that no one said was gonna happen, right? Black men outperform everybody in women's right to choose. Now it's a part of the law, right? We see so many other things happening that because of Donald Trump, his as a president, if he endorses you, you're more likely to lose than win. And this has been the case for every candidate that he's endorsed. So I'm just saying that people are putting too much, and I think the difference between you and mainstream and why I called out mainstream and not all the media is because you're absolutely right. We've always, as progressives, been skeptical of Biden. We were screaming that they were stacking the deck. You probably for Bernie, me for Elizabeth Warren. I'm a part of the Elizabeth Warren Democrats. And I felt like the deck has never been good for progressives. And the primary doesn't fit us because of the way they set it up. But I think the difference is mainstream media is not playing that game. They're playing a different game, and it's dangerous in that it's all about views. We saw that start with CNN's debate when they let Donald Trump go unchecked. Nothing about the lie that it was told every 1 minute and 17 seconds. right? And then after that, they jump right into this narrative that the Democrats are abandoning Biden. Think about it this way. Let me say it a different way. If a lobbyist group came out and was attacking a candidate or elected official the way that Joe Clooney is Biden right now, we would be like, this is disgusting. This is money in politics having an overweight, right? George Clooney don't even understand the privilege and the disgustingness that he's displaying when one rich white man can call the old president and say, I'm about to talk trash about your candidate. He needs to drop out. I demand he drops out, or I'm going to stop raising money. This is why we need money out of politics. This is the disconnectedness in which we exist. When we see people, we just saw 5 white women in a room say they're more likely to vote for Biden after watching him speak in great detail on wonkiness. That press conference got extremely wonky, John. And I don't know why people aren't being honest about that. Put Donald Trump for 90 or 50 minutes in front of reporters asking real questions, and we're going to get shark executions.
Best case scenario, we're going to get shark executions. No, best case scenario, there will be a shark execution during that press conference. But anyway, yeah, look, I agree. And understood. Anyway,
So
and I will say again, in defense of me, I was not pushing for him to step down before the debate. But I will give you this. If George Clooney, no longer commenting on politics, has to be a side effect of getting money out of politics, I will accept that. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen, and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.